Herd Hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to college. Number 10.
Indianapolis has the number one scoring offense, number one in yards per play, number one in total offense. They've scored 30-plus points in 5 of 6 games. Do they have a ceiling with Daniel Jones? Yep, he's becoming Daniel Jones again. A lot of giveaways. But here's a remarkable number on Jonathan Taylor. He has over 800 yards after contact, after he's been hit. So this offense is the real deal. It's got a ceiling, but I put Indy. They got to be in here. I put them at 10.
Number 9.
Justin Herbert's unbelievable. The Chargers have the worst pass blocking line I think I've ever seen, and yet they're second best in the NFL on third down. How? They're on a number 3 running back. How? The fact that they're 6-1 against the AFC, 3-0 against their division, they don't really have a true number 1 on their third best running back, and the pass blocking line is egregiously bad. Justin Herbert's been hit, pressured, 113 times. Second place, 24 fewer times. Herbert and Harbaugh deserve to be in here, 9.
Number 8.
Lions. You listen, they win. They haven't lost back-to-back games since like 2022, longest streak in the league. So, and say what you want, Jared Goff, 70-plus completion percentage in 8 straight road games. That extends an NFL record. We always thought of him as good inside, bad on the road. He looked pretty good to me. They've got multiple guys with 8-plus touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs. Do we trust Dan Campbell situationally in big spots? I don't know if I do. He took over play calling duties this weekend. Not great. Detroit at 8.
Number 7.
Ravens. Don't care about their record. These aren't standings. Basically, they average 30 points a game and 6.1 yards a play when Lamar Jackson plays. Sorry, you're going to make the list. Also, if they play the NFC, take them. They're 25-3. I like the roster when healthy. I like the quarterback. I like the coach. Don't care much about the record. As long as they stay healthy, they'll be a playoff team. They're going to win this division. I think after you watch Pittsburgh against the Chargers, that's fairly obvious.
Number 6.
The Broncos. You can't keep winning this way, and I don't think they're going to beat Kansas City this weekend. They're one of 2 teams, the Saints or the other, to trail in every game. It's not sustainable. But they've won 7 games in a row because their coach is great, their defense is stacked, their O-line's excellent, fewest sacks allowed, yet most sacks delivered. That's very rare in the NFL. I got Denver at 6.
Number 5.
But Kansas City's going to beat them this weekend. They're the current favorite to beat them this weekend, and they've outgained 7 of the last 8 opponents. Listen, I don't love their run game, but I mean, I went back and looked this morning. How many great run games has Patrick Mahomes had? Coach, coordinator, weapons, I like them. Buffalo tends to circle the wagons and play their best game every year in the regular season against Kansas City. Congratulations. How's that working out for you? I got Kansas City at 5.
Number 4.
The enigmatic Eagles at 4. Listen, they're 4-1 against teams with winning records. They sort of play to their competition. So they beat the Rams and the Chiefs and the Bucs and the Packers. They beat good teams and they beat them on the road. They do not give the ball up. I said this about Caleb Williams. He doesn't throw picks. The Eagles don't turn the ball over. And they're very good in the red zone. So again, playoff football, November football is situational football. It's winning on the road. And they do. And by the way, Jalen Phillips, did you notice last night? They pressured Jordan Love on 40% of his dropbacks. That is a heist to get Jalen Phillips at the trade deadline for a third down pick. And if he leaves, you get a third round pick back. That is great GMing.
Number 3.
The Patriots. They go to Buffalo. They win. They play Tampa off a bye. They win. Drake May, 8 of 9 games, 100-plus passer rating. I'm sorry, and he's doing it without a number 1 wide receiver, a good, not great offensive line. They're 5-0 on the road. That counts for something on this list. And they've got a lockdown corner, and almost nobody in the league does. They're 7-0 when Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon plays. So, you're just watching a great coach, a great emerging quarterback, Kyle Williams, the wide receiver, and Travion Henderson Play them, please. This weekend they did, and they were exceptional.
Number 2.
The Seahawks. Best point differential in the NFC. Sam Darnold is the highest graded quarterback in the league. I mean, he's just fantastic. Tied for the fewest sacks allowed on offense. So there can be a little reckless. Darnold has the weirdest turnovers, ricocheting balls off a tight end's helmet. But turn the sound down and look at this defense. It reminds me of Kansas City's defense about 3 years ago when it was really young. Turn the sound down. There is no faster defense in this league. Everybody runs. The safeties, the linebackers, the edge rushers, everybody runs on this team. Depth everywhere, no glaring hole. Seattle at 2.
Number 1.
But the Rams are a more efficient version of Seattle. You don't get the penalties, you don't get the turnovers. Once again, PFF rates them as the number 1 team, the number 1 offense, the number 3 defense. Now, Seattle's got a quarterback that can move around. Kansas City does. Buffalo does. Baltimore does. I do think as a purely pocket quarterback, you can get into those weird situations if you're not running the ball. Their offense can get stuck. But right now, coaching, quarterbacking, run game, pass rush, no penalties. They don't turn it over. They are the cleanest team in the league.
This is a rough list. Oh man, oh man, okay, oh boy. I honestly, genuinely don't even know how I want to tackle this right now. I really actually don't, because there's so many different ways to slice this up right now. Colin, first off, as he just said, this isn't the standings. And so this is very much like how have you been playing and what do I believe you're going to be. Colin's, herd hierarchy is very much, I'd say, kind of 50% of how you've been playing, 50% of how he's expecting you to continue to play. And when he's talking about certain teams and some of the issues that they have or this or that and then just says, but I still got him here, it's like, well then but that's a problem. That's a problem for what they've done and for then what you're expecting them to be able to do moving into the future. Like the Chargers right now, who are decimated. With injuries and O-lines, blah blah. Blah blah blah, like do you think they can sustain that against top teams? The Broncos, for instance. The Broncos offense has been largely non-existent. The defense has been great. They've been winning some fascinating games lately. Who do you think would, if Colin had to pick between who he thought would win, the Ravens or the Broncos or the Lions or the Broncos? I mean, he just said that he thinks that the Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos. So, I don't know. You're saying that the Seahawks are a cleaner team than the Rams, or that the Bills aren't even in this top 10 at all. It's just messy to me right now. I normally rearrange this list just off of what Colin has, just off of these specific top 10 teams, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can even do that this time around. I mean, when I look at these teams, it's just fascinating to see the Rams, Seahawks, and Patriots top 3, Chiefs 4, a 5, the Eagles 4, the Ravens at 7, the Lions at 8, like all the usual suspect. Like everything is so jumbled right now. And I'm not saying specifically because of college, I just mean the NFL now as a whole, which again, I think it's great. I think it's great to randomly have the Seahawks being a top team, Drake May and the New England Patriots being a top team. But I guess when we're starting to be in week 11, looking at these herd hierarchies, it is interesting. Like, let's just use the Bills as an example. Who do you got? Buffalo Bills or the Chargers? The Buffalo Bills or the Colts? You know, it's wild card round. Who do you got? Who do you think's rising to the occasion? Daniel Jones or Josh Allen? The Baltimore Ravens versus the Indianapolis Colts. Who you got? Like, it's just that's where my mind just goes to right now. The way how the Eagles have been playing, it's just like the Eagles have actually beat tough teams. The Rams, on the other hand, have not. The toughest team that they played were the Philadelphia Eagles, and they lost. So I don't know, man. It's I also still significantly believe in the Chiefs, big time. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave this take pretty loose right now, especially because going into this weekend, we have peak barometer games right now. Peak. Like, the way how my mind works is I'm very extremely analytical and, logical. It's like, I talk about this a lot, like, there needs to be logic behind everything that I'm saying, and I need to have reasons for it. And when I know that we have such a batch of games coming up where there's going to be more information, I think about if I was having this conversation with my close friend, who's extremely more analytical and more logical than I ever could dream to be. We would both just say, well, there's no point in trying to figure this out right now, because we're going to get so much information on Sunday. We are going to get an insane amount of information on Sunday. And that's what we have here, right? I mean, we have the Bills and the Bucks. We have the Jags and the Chargers. We have the Rams and the Seahawks. We have the Chiefs and the Broncos. We have the Lions and the Eagles. I mean, like, this is box office, man. This is big game after big game after big game. So that's why, when I'm looking at a list like this, knowing that the Rams and the Seahawks are playing each other, the Eagles and the Lions, the Broncos and the Chiefs, it's just like, my mind can't get there in this moment of time. My mind can't force myself to be like, let's really try to lock in where these teams are. Because it seems wasteful to me. It seems unnecessary. It seems to me that you're trying to make a decision before having arguably the most valuable information we could have throughout the course of the entire season. So it's just like, my mind it just can't get there. I think that's probably ultimately why I'm struggling so much, because it's like, I want to see what the Eagles look like against the Lions. I want to see what the Chiefs and the Broncos look like. I want to see the Rams and the Seahawks. The Jags, who I think are an okay team, but not a great team. I want to see what the Chargers do up against the Jags. Like, yeah, I mean, the couple teams up there that don't really matter in terms of who they're playing, the Patriots and the Jets, like, that's nothing. And the Ravens and the Browns, that's nothing. And I don't know what the Colts are. Are the Colts on a bye? I guess, maybe. But everyone else, it's just like, you're about to learn a lot. The Broncos beat the Chiefs. I mean, that means everything. If the Eagles beat the Lions, that means not everything, but a ton. If the Lions beat the Eagles, that's kind of everything for the Eagles, right? In the reverse way, the Seahawks beat the Rams. That really validates a lot of the things that I've had been saying. If the Rams beat the Seahawks, it's like, that validates a lot of things that Colin has been saying. So it's just, yeah, man. This weekend's gonna be wild. Absolutely, positively wild. I really actually just want to lay in bed and sleep until Monday. I mean, like, it's box office. It is absolute box office. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Colin's herd hierarchy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.